Hey Maker, I'm your digital marketing coach, Tori. Today is day 4 of trying to sell 100 copies of my book, Workshops Unleashed: How to Design Engaging and Successful Workshops for Quilters and Crafters. To help me get to H&H, which is a trade show in Chicago in May. And I'm talking about my book with this video. It's all about combining course design and marketing to help you create your class and get it out there. So today, what I want to talk about are the different sections inside the book and how I've structured it to help you be successful and to create a course. So the first is the introduction. So if you've seen my previous videos of day 1 through 4, you've seen most of the introduction. It is how to use this book, the roadmap to or I'm sorry, the road to Workshops Unleashed. I don't always remember the names of things because I naming is so hard. And I'm sure as a creative, when you name your classes, when you name your patterns, it's hard to keep track of all of them. So I had to read them. The next one is set up intentional time to focus on your goals. So those are previous videos. You can go back and look at those. The rest of the book is set up to first design your workshop. So this is the first or the next almost 100 pages of the book is all about designing your workshops, actually creating the class, creating the course. And we go through how to pick what to teach. And that was one of the questions that was asked a lot and is still asked a lot as I coach course creators is what do I pick to teach first? Because they typically have a ton of ideas. So if you're like that, this is going to walk you through how to pick the first idea and actually get started. And then it goes into how to write an objective. So it actually walks you through step by step how to figure out the goal for your class and then how to use that in your marketing. And I call it adding sparkle and spice. And it's a really fun step by step process that a lot of my students have really liked and a lot of the book club members have really liked. I haven't mentioned this yet, but I do host a free book club for this book where we can work through it together. But anyway, the next section inside the design your workshop is designing your workshop with a map. So we're going to map it out. And that walks you through how to step by step figure out your workshop and write it down. Not only is writing down so powerful for your memory and for your processing, it also allows you to have a document that you can go back and reference. Because many times as quilters, as crafters, as makers, we create a workshop, we create a class, and then we list it on our website or we have it available in a menu of classes, whether this is online or in person. And we walk away from it for a few months. Maybe it's not, there's not a lot of people who are interested in it at that time. Maybe you create it and then you have to go out and market it, or maybe you've created it and then you have to kind of take a step back because of personal reasons or whatever. Then you have a document that holds your class. So this document holds all of your IP and it makes it easy to pick back up and start the class again whenever you're ready. So there's 2 really great ways to use this map and really important to actually fill out each and every step. And then it goes into each and every step. So after that, I do have a section that talks about what is better for your online course because this book does go over in person and online. And online, you have 2 options for online classes. You can host live via Zoom or you can pre-record it. So this walks you through the pros and cons and helps you decide which is going to be best for you and your students. And then it goes into Price to Thrive. So I'm going to have a separate video on Price to Thrive because I think it's such a valuable section and it walks you through a strategy on how to figure out your pricing for your workshop. And then meet your students, which I'm going to have a separate video on that because that one is really fun. And then meet your colleagues podcast. So that is a hidden bonus inside the book, which is a recorded podcast that I did months before the book came out, which I interviewed. I believe we have 15 or 16 teachers that are either teaching half-time or part-time or full-time successfully within the crafting industries. So we have, of course, quilters. That is my main audience is quilters. We have a basket weaver in the podcast. We have multiple stitchers, like I'm thinking hand embroidery. We have 2 or 3 hand embroidery people in there. There's a range of different crafting people within the podcast, and their stories are so inspiring and they give so much great advice, whether you are a quilter or a stitcher or a knitter. We have knitters too, and they give such valuable advice. So I would definitely, if you get the book, listen to all of the stories because they are so inspirational. But that is the next part in Workshops Unleashed. So again, I'm trying to sell 100 copies of Workshops Unleashed before the end of 2025 so I can help pay for my trip to H&H Americas, which is a trade show in Chicago next May. So if you enjoyed this, go ahead and like and subscribe. And if you know anybody who could use this book, who may have an interest in teaching, go ahead and send them this video and see if this is something they'd like to pick up. So like and subscribe, and I'll see you at part 5.